Everyone, my name is Stella Okeke. I just want to briefly describe my therapeutic craft analysis, activity analysis, and human occupation 1. And today's date is October 14, 2017. This is a craft I made. It's a handmade bathroom rug using a towel. You can use the old towel, you can use a new towel, but I decided to buy a new towel using these 3 color combinations to make it. And this is the finished part of my craft, and this craft took me 12 hours to complete it. Yes, it took me this long, and I didn't know it was gonna last this long, but finally I was able to complete it. These are the remaining part of the strips from the towel that I used. I used up one of the colors, and these are the tools. The tools I used for this craft are the scissors. I used the thread, the ruler, and the needle. And the material I use is just the towel. So the remaining strips are here. So just to show you a little of the how I started it. I also used the table and the chair as part of the tools in making this craft. So the beginning of it, just get a towel, you cut it into strips, long strips. So you get your needle and your thread, you go round just to hold the edges, just to hold them together before you start to braid. Once you hold the towels together, you begin to braid. You braid all the way down, and when you get to the edge of it, you bring the same color of the strips of the towel, you add to each of it, and you sew together, and you continue to braid until you achieve the maximum length you want to use. So once I achieved the maximum length I wanted to use to make this craft, I began to put them in circle. So I brought the towel and I began to roll in circle. And as I rolled them in circle, I had to use needle and thread to hold together, to hold them in place. So finally, this is the outcome of my craft. This is my complete craft. I can use it in the bathroom. So that is it. Why I chose this craft? I chose this craft to learn something new and to improve on my creative skills, to make something beautiful that my family and I will continue to use. And I also chose this craft just to improve the physical, mental well-being of an individual. This is just to engage a client or an individual in making something good. So the experience I had learning this craft was fulfilling and satisfying to me, though it was time consuming. But every step of making this activity was a good learning experience. It was a good learning experience in making this craft. And this craft was somehow difficult. I will say it was difficult or it was challenging to me completing this craft. The whole process of putting tools and materials together and trying to achieve the best outcome was challenging to me. Even finding the best time to complete it was also difficult, but in all, I was able to put everything together. Then the 2 challenging steps I encountered completing this craft was cutting the towels into strips. I think I used the smaller size of scissors, and it made it very difficult for me to cut the towels into strips. So it was challenging to me, and the process of braiding the strips and sewing the ends together was also challenging, because at the end of each of the strip of this towel, you have to sew it. And I had a bunch of it. So I had to sew every end to each other. So they were just, it was challenging to me, I would say. The final project, the final project is meaningful to me, knowing that I personally made something this beautiful and colorful that my family and I could use means a lot to me. This occupation is also meaningful to me because I had the opportunity to choose my colors and to decide the size of the rug I wanted to make. It gave me the advantage of being in control of this activity. Sometimes when you desire to buy or to ask somebody to make for you, the option you have might not be okay with the person you want him or her to make it for you. But in this craft, I was able to choose my colors, and I was able to choose the size of the craft I wanted and the shape that I wanted. So these things gave me, the meaningful. It made it so meaningful to me that I was able to put something together and be in control of the craft I was making. This craft is a reflection of my social and cultural background because of its unique color combination. As you can see, the colors that are mixed or that I chose, the color combination that reminds me of my Sweet 16 colorful birthday dress and the Christmas dresses that my mother makes for my sisters and I when we were younger. So the refreshing feelings and the beautiful colors and also added life and interest to me because it reminded me of those our unique festive decorations that my mom makes both inside and outside of the house. So this festive period where like Christmas period or New Year festivals or Easter decorations. So my mom has kind of a unique way of picking the sweetest colors that she likes to just to beautify and give a new look inside and outside of the environment. So this, as I was making this and putting the colors together, so it reflected, the reflection of those memories was just coming back to me. So, and I remember braiding our hair. Yeah, my mom, she's very, very creative. She used to braid our hair. And braiding the hair, my mom braiding it this way. So when I was braiding these strips of towels, it was reminding me the way my mom was making it for us back in the days. So it's kind of reflecting to me. And this activity could benefit a client that has poor hand coordination, a client with limited joint mobility, and it could also improve gross and fine motor skills in a client or an individual. It could also improve balance. You can perform it while standing. So when you're standing up doing it, you're working on improving the balance of the client. It could also improve the cognitive skills and the mental well-being of a client in such a way that when a meaningful occupation is achieved, the person feels proud and satisfied. Such feelings could improve the level of mental and physical well-being of a person. So getting them engaged, getting somebody engaged in performing such an activity is something I feel will improve the mental well-being of a person. And to grade up this activity, the client will use a smaller scissors to cut the towel. So when you're using the smaller scissors, I believe you're working on gross motor. And the client also could use a smaller needle, to work on this craft. Also, the client could perform the activity while standing, which is also improving the balance. And you can downgrade this activity. The client could use a bigger needle that has wider eye to perform. So all in all, I would say I enjoyed making this craft. I love the finishing. I am looking at it knowing that I made this craft by myself. I put everything together, and at the end of the day, I was able to come up with this. It's very fulfilling and meaningful to me. So this is it, my bathroom handmade bathroom rug. Thank you.